Thank you for joining the Spokane Piano Competition today as we present an informative interview with our 2017 judge, Dr. Ricardo Della Torre. Dr. Della Torre, thank you for taking the time to speak with us about the Spokane Piano Competition. I'm sure our listeners would love to hear a bit from you about your background and qualifications.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you and your audience. I was born in Mexico City, where I grew up and started playing the piano. I got my undergraduate degree there, and I came to the US for graduate work. I got a master's degree from the Jacobs School of Music at Indiana University in Bloomington, and a DMA, doctorate in performance from the University of Colorado Boulder a few years ago. Since then, I've lived in Oklahoma, where I taught a variety of subjects at East Central University, and Washington State since last year. I have served as adjudicator for competitions, festivals, and local music teachers associations in Oklahoma, Washington, and Idaho. I form a piano duo with my wife, Dr. Lack Powers, who is on faculty at Pacific Lutheran University in Tacoma, and I have recently been invited to join the collaborative piano staff at the University of Puget Sound, also here in Tacoma.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. For anyone who would like more information about Dr. Della Torre, there's a complete bio on the SPC website at SpokanePianoCompetition.com, and you may also want to check out his website at RicardoPiano.com. Dr. Della Torre, as a performer and teacher, what are your specific thoughts about students participating in piano performance events and competitions?
In my opinion, the main value of the competition experience is in the preparation process. I think what you gain in the focused and intense process that is necessary to be successfully prepared is already a very valuable part of the experience, regardless of the result. A competition is also an opportunity to perform in public, which is necessary to grow as a musician. The exposure that comes with the performance is not something you get at home or in the practice room or even in your lessons. You can then really test yourself and grow as a result of the experience. That, to me, is the important part. Because in the end, the competition is with oneself, trying to be better than the day before. And that is the most useful, in my view. It's much more useful than focusing too much on winning or in the purely competitive side of the experience, which can be very negative. This competition also features a non-competitive category for adults. So even if you don't like competitions, this category provides an opportunity for you to perform for a live audience on a really nice instrument at the Stanway Piano Gallery and get some feedback too.
Great. Thank you so much for reminding people about the non-competitive section of this too. And they all receive the same scorecard. It's just not part of the competition process. The SPC is a bit different than other competitions in that they do receive a scorecard, and we score the students in 5 areas: stage presence, interpretation of composer's style and intent, rhythmic accuracy and integrity, technical mastery and physical ease, and sound quality, expression, and musical artistry. What recommendations can you make to students as they prepare their performance for these 5 areas?
First of all, I'd say pick repertoire that you like and that feels close to you or that you feel confident performing. There are 4 different categories according to musical period and styles, so participants can go with the one they feel the most affinity with their teacher's advice, of course. Then I'd say focus on the music and what you want to say with it. A performance that shows that the participant loves the music and understands the piece is likely to be rated highly in most of these categories. And since these 5 areas are known in advance, students should work with their teachers to make sure that all the different points are covered and there are no major weaknesses present at the time of the competition. This is particularly relevant to stage presence, which is often neglected and should be practiced at home. So how you walk out on stage and bow, etc. If a participant shows, for instance, a very strong sense of rhythm, but has poor stage presence, that will lower their overall score.
Great. The SPC also offers an ensemble division. What do you look for in an ensemble performance that's different from the solo performances?
This is a very important point because playing the piano is mostly a solitary activity. Unlike other instrumentalists in orchestras or singers in choirs, pianists tend to make music mostly by themselves. You practice alone, then you go to your individual lesson or play a solo piece at a concert. So ensemble playing at the piano is a great way to introduce students to musical collaboration and develop the skills they will need to make chamber music. Listening to each other and reacting to what the other person is doing is very important. Each person should know the other's part well enough to know how it fits together with theirs. And of course, ensemble work and precision, just being together, is important. But I would like to hear the kind of teamwork that feels like the two players are involved in the same way and feel the music in the same way and are working on a goal. So with that kind of complicity almost that would lead to a much more charming performance.
Great. You have performed extensively. Is there any advice you can give that would help cope with stage fright or performance anxiety?
Well, that's a difficult question. Unfortunately, there's no easy answer or recipe that you can just follow to eliminate performance anxiety. It will always be there. You can try to use it in your favor, but that's of course easier said than done. In my experience, I found that good preparation is the best remedy for nervousness. If you know you've worked hard and you've done all you can to be prepared, that sense of assurance and security will usually overcome the anxiety. But of course, there are no guarantees. I'd say be sure that you've worked your homework and you'll feel better. Practice performing at home. Do a run-through of your pieces in front of people and work on the things that went wrong afterwards. Of course, there are many techniques to be psychologically and musically prepared, and teachers can help students with this on an individual basis.
What recommendations can you give to teachers who are preparing their students for competitions?
Whenever I'm preparing students for a competition, audition, or adjudication, I try to be very detailed in our work together. Especially in the last few weeks leading up to the event, the process becomes more focused and intense. You try to work on every little detail musically and technically that you can, so you have to be demanding. But when the moment of the performance finally arrives, my advice for the teachers would be to let the students know that they should feel free to be themselves and show their personality in the performance. Even be spontaneous with details at the performance if it fits their personalities. Just focus on what you want to say with the music to give a convincing performance.
Great advice. Now, what advice can you also give to parents as they help support and encourage their children in both piano study and performances?
Yeah, parents play a very important role in the children's musical education. Usually, students whose parents are involved in the process have more successful and enjoyable experiences. In the context of a competition, I could say the important thing for the parents would be not to become discouraged if their children don't get a prize. There are many factors that come into play with competition results, and most of the time, not getting a prize does not at all mean that the performance was not good. So if the result is not the one that you expect or hope for, don't take it too much to heart. The benefit, like I said, comes with the preparation and the improvement as a result of it. There's always a chance to enter again next year and try to improve the outcome.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. And so thank you again, Dr. Della Torre, for joining me today in educating and encouraging students and parents to participate in the Spokane Piano Competition. It's our goal and mission of the SPC to provide a platform for pianists to advance their musical study and achieve artistic growth. In the 2017 SPC is privileged to have you as a judge, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be invited and very much look forward to the competition in November.
Great. Thanks to our audience for listening today, and we hope to see you at the Spokane Piano Competition in November.